Have you ever wondered what really goes into making the perfect chicken yard? Well, look no further than this guide. Today I'll be showing you how to affordably construct the perfect chicken yard that protects them from predators and is spacious enough. The best part about it is that anyone can do this. Part 1. Dimensions. If you've ever constructed something before, then you likely know how to plan it out, but if you don't, allow me to show you. Every good plan for this build should have the chicken yard drawn to scale. An example is currently on the screen. For the sake of this video, I'll be using a 40 by 40 chicken yard. Once you've gotten the dimensions down, we can now move on to accessories that you can add. Part 2. Accessories. If you want to add some life to your chicken yard, then accessories are a must for their yard. For one, you should have an area for them to roost on. You can do one of two things. If you're okay with spending money, then you can buy an actual roosting bar for them. But if you're anything like me and don't want to spend money on things that you can easily make for free, then this second option is for you. If you have a medium-sized tree branch down in your yard, then you can easily implement it into your chicken yard. And the best part about it is that they're more likely to use this. Another thing that I'll briefly talk about is protection from aerial predators such as hawks, eagles, and falcons. If you already have a mobile chicken coop, then you likely have the space under the coop for them to hide, but if you don't, then you should get 2 cinder blocks, a piece of plywood, and lay them next to each other like what I'm showing here. Then you should put the plywood on top of it. This will give them a small space for them to hide if a hawk is attacking them. There is also some non-essential accessories that you can add to your chicken yard, such as, but not limited to, a chicken play area, an automatic door, and mesh above their yard, which I will talk about shortly. Part 3. Constructing their yard. Now comes the exciting part where you get to put their yard together. And the best part about it is that you get to choose how you put it together. The first way you can put their yard together is through actually building a fenced-in area. If you are a beginner, I would highly recommend steering clear of this option unless you are really good at constructing fences. Not to mention that this option can be very costly sometimes, and assuming a 40 by 40 yard, it could take as much as 6 to 12 days to construct. Another way that you can put their yard together is buying a simple square yard that you can find online. This is an option for those who have a large backyard because most suburban yards are fenced in and have an odd shape. These yards are also the best if you would like to add wired mesh above their yard to prevent attacks from predators, but they are also very costly. Depending on the quality that you are looking for, it may cost anywhere between $72 and $140, which is pretty expensive. The best type of chicken yard is easily those portable electric fences that you've likely seen in the background of my video. Those fences are very versatile and are the best for those who would like to have a simple portable fence. However, this yard can be very costly, costing anywhere from $92 to as much as $330. The reason why they're so expensive is due to their electric capability. This means that any predator that tries to jump the fence may face the consequences and will likely never come back. But that one is mainly reserved for smaller predators. But if someone tries to steal your chickens, they are more likely than not to hit the fence and they will likely feel the consequences immediately. The final option is the least costly. It's called the free range method, which is exactly what it sounds like. There is no yard anywhere in sight and the chickens can go anywhere they want. The issue is that if you own pets or live near an area with a ton of wildlife, or worse yet, near a busy street, then this method is not recommended at all. Part 4. Positioning. As I talked about earlier in this video, I'll be using a 40 by 40 yard, which is equivalent to 1,600 square feet. This is more than enough room for some accessories and their coop. Let's say that their chicken coop takes up 72 square feet, which means that it only takes up about 5% of the yard, leaving the other 95% open for a ton of things. One thing that many people love having is an area of shrubbery, which is less for protection and more for a natural aesthetic for their chicken yard. But it does have a ton of benefits, such as a great place for chickens to forage and hang out. Let's say that the shrubbery area takes up around 390 square feet, which still leaves 71% of the yard open for innovation. We will add 4 of those cinder block structures I talked about earlier in the video, each taking up 4 square feet each. I will also add 2 areas for the chickens to roost, made out of downed tree branches from windstorms. This leaves roughly 60% or 960 square feet of yard space open for chickens to forage freely, which is the perfect amount of space for them to enjoy themselves while giving them the proper protection from predators. Part 5. Predator proofing the yard. If you live in an area that has a ton of issues with animals such as bobcats, coyotes, fisher cats, and any form of carnivorous animal that kills people's pets, then it is best to predator proof their yard. If you've ever watched my videos before, then you likely know about this saying. Your yard will never be 100% predator proofed, and at some point something will find its way in. All you're doing is delaying that attack. But don't be discouraged by this quote, as you can easily limit the access the predators have to your yard by doing things like installing a fence that goes at least 18 inches underground, but that one is likely one of the more difficult ones that you could do. So let's move on to some more simple solutions, such as adding wired mesh into their yard. But I would like to warn you that it is a real pain to install this, and it works best with square or rectangular yard. But you could also get a taller fence, which will eliminate all the lazy animals from your threat list. But one threat that you can almost eliminate is the threat of nocturnal predators wiping out your chickens while you are either sitting in your your living room watching TV, or worse yet, while you are sleeping. If you would like to find out how to build the best possible chicken coop, then click this video right here on the top right corner of your screen. Part 6. Adding an entrance to your yard. If you would like to not hop over your fence, then you can build a door to their yard. Take a good look at the door I have for my farm flock. This door is most efficient as it can be made from materials that you likely already have at home or are very affordable. I have a video coming out at the beginning of next month talking about how I built this entrance, so if you aren't already subscribed, I would recommend that you do so and turn on notifications to keep up to date with new videos. Part 7. Maintaining your yard. My worst fear is putting a ton of work into something only for me to never want to maintain it, and similarly, chicken yards need a ton of maintenance, such as replacing materials, constantly checking up on the yard status, and being prepared for any possible predator attacks. And if you are ready to begin the next phase of raising chickens, then don't forget to click this video that's right here in the center of the screen. I'll see you guys there. Goodbye, everyone.